Hopefully it's going to start here. There we go. Okay, how's everybody today? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm here a few minutes early, but I was having issues trying to start this prior, so I thought I'll get an early start, at least that way I'm here. So you'll see my palette right here. Let's see if we can arrange this a little bit better to show the whole thing. And doesn't show anything, does it? Might have to adjust that someday. Okay, get my drink out of the way. So I hope everybody's staying warm and healthy. It's pretty chilly here right now in Pittsburgh. We had a little bit of a snowstorm the other day. We haven't had anything, and then all of a sudden, boom, we had this snowstorm. So we had like about, I bet we had about 3 or 4 inches. It's all cleared off now. But it's always fun when you get snow, isn't it? I mean, I'm not a snow person anymore. I used to be, but not anymore. So I guess as you grow older and having to go in the snow, you know, you might as well forget it. Ugh, I hate driving in the snow. But I'm glad you're here to join, and I have my Sally here with me today in the studio, and we're going to attempt to finish our cute little dog painting. As you can see, I have, I kind of traced it a little bit with some white. I couldn't do that the other day. I guess the paint wasn't accepting it, but finally it did accept it, and so now we're going to try to get this all together and see how it works out for us. It wasn't too bad. I had drawn this, you know, by my hand because I couldn't get it to fit right. So I was just off a little bit, which isn't too bad. It's not too bad of a thing. I can still keep things as they are. It's not too big of an issue. I might put some brown in there just to kind of give it that extra that it needs. So I'm going to just put out some burnt umber here, and then we'll get started on this. I'm not going to put out a lot because I'm probably not going to need a whole bunch. And then when people start to come in, that'll be great. So I'm just going to get that brownish stuff in here. Because it's going to have that pink cast in there, and that's what we really want. Just kind of giving this little dog some glow. He's got that like real pale little brownish pink in his coat. He's such a cute little dog, little puppy. Y'all want a puppy for Christmas? It's all good, all cute, all good stuff. Okay, now some of this dark, what I'm going to use is some of this Payne's Gray, where it's really dark in his features. We'll go to Payne's Gray. I'm going to put a little bit of my alizarin crimson out because we'll be mixing some of that brown. So my alizarin crimson is a Utrecht. I used Academy Grumbacher burnt sienna, and then I used Grumbacher Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray is kind of a nice shading color, I think, for animals. It just seems to fit in there pretty well with their I hear some screaming out there. I guess some kids are playing. I don't know. I don't think anybody's in school right now because of the COVID. He's got this little scrunchy nose here. There's one that comes down this way. Well, the other day I kind of quit early because I guess the weather has an effect on my body pretty much. And I wasn't feeling too great. So hopefully we can do this in part 2 and get it done. Because what I'd like to do is have maybe these twice a week, depending on how my new job is. How many days I'm going to be working, I don't know yet. Streaks that go up into the and he's got this cute little dark spot here. These are all kind of like darkened through here. I don't know, can you hear those kids? They're like really, hope everything's okay out there. You never know. Okay, let's see here now. That's light. So there's some darking through here. I'll just make that dark. It comes around. Can't believe Christmas is around the corner. I mean, it just like, it seems like everything is just going so fast these days. So fast. He's on a little white blanket. So I'm going to put that down. Let's get this a little darker here. Maybe we'll just put this in, kind of give it a little bit of depth in there instead of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this alizarin, let's see, I'm going to put like kind of a glazy effect on this hat. I'm going to wet my brush, get this alizarin, kind of make it a little bit more red. Just kind of glaze it on top of what we had so that some of those shades come through. Get a little white out here on my palette. And this is just a Galleria Winsor Newton Galleria color. I kind of like this. It's a thicker body type of paint. It's not real heavy. And I want to mix that with some of my alizarin in there. Some paper towels. I didn't advertise this today because I figured Monday when I had people coming in, you know, that they would come back. So I'm hoping that I get some people in here while I'm doing this. going to get a little bit of my dark here, because this has to come down, and then I'm going to kind of paint that over, just so that we know that this is kind of like a shadow here, and that this is folded over. Get more of my alizarin in here. Just kind of shadowy, blending it a little bit out. Blending it out. Some of that red actually hits his hat too, so I'm going to probably put some of that in there eventually. It's a bit shadowy. Just put that with that. Okay, I'm going to go to the hat now. That's out my brush. I'm going to put some of this white in the hat again. It's got to be really white up in here. So just going to tap it in there. Comes around the edge. Then this other part's kind of off-white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a little bit of this alizarin in there, kind of make it like a gray. You can see that. Kind of just tap it in, kind of like make it look fluffy, kind of. See, with that back painting, you know, that we started with, it kind of helps this. Because it gives us that texture. Even though this is thick, it still gives us that texture that we're looking for. All right, let's see here if we can get some shadow in there. Okay, I'm going to put out my Cad Red Light. It has that orangish shade. And I'm going to spritz some water because I want this to give it a little, like another kind of glaze on top of this hat. Especially right in the middle here. Just kind of glaze it. And come down with it. Okay, and then I'm going to put that little bit of, just that little bit here onto the hat. And what I'm going to do, get some water, kind of blend it down, just keeping it just a little bit. Now that kind of wiped it off, didn't it? Let's see if I can get that back in there. Maybe now that it's wet. There. It's like that shadow from that. There we go. Oh, no, we don't want white on there. No white there. Okay, and then right down in here, there's a shadow. So I'm going to get that a little shadow white that's similar to this one here. So I'm going to get my Payne's Gray. Now this picture that I am working from is from PIXABAY. PIXABAY is a great place to get photos that are not that you can use. I mean, you know, that you're able to use for these kinds of things. Just picking up a little of that Payne's gray as a shadow here. Alright, so I'm going to get some more white out. So I want to make his little blanket. Yeah, I'm running out of this one. Looks like I just used everything up. Okay, well, let's just use the light one then. This is a little bit more of a lighter weight, but it still works. It's still useful. Okay, so right in through here. This is his little blanket. Little white blanket. I'm just tapping the paint in because I've got to get some shadows in there too. So I'm going to mix a little bit of my burnt umber, get some shadowies in here. So let's see here. There's this here. There's some in right around his little mouth here. And right underneath him there's quite a bit, and it's a little darker right around in here. His ear, it comes down just a tad around in here. That little bit of shadow, and then right back here in the back of his paw there's a shadow. And then some right here. Okay. Also, like right in here where his little back is, there's a shadowy kind of thing happening right in here. Sort of like a pinkish shadow. I think that'll help pick it up with the background, you know, like that I put in the underpainting. Kind of helps. Okay, rinse this out. Oh, too bad nobody's joining me, but that's okay. That's all right. Let some of that green underpainting come through. He's adorable. He is so cute. Cute little doggy. his owners, I guess, decided to put him on a little blanket. Keep him nice and little warm here. Nice and warm. I may actually tone some of this down too, because I don't know if I want it to come through all white like this. Okay. Little Payne's gray and this brown. I'm just going to poof this up a little. Okay. All right. Up. That's my daughter, but I'll just wait and talk to her after, because I can't talk right now. Let me send her a message. Let me send her a message. All right, so I'm going to mix some of this brown and some of the alizarin, and I'm going to see how that turns out for me. It might just be what I need. Okay. For his coat. In certain areas. That it has that lightness to it. Kids must be off school today. I don't know. Around here, they've been having these Act 80 day kind of things. Okay, let's see here if this is going to match up with a little bit lighter, a little bit more pink maybe. And it's almost like a gray pink. A little lighter. Some of it should be a little lighter. Half and half here. Tad lighter here. Yeah, that looks good. And then keep the dark for other places. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, I kind of look at the picture and see if I can match it up pretty good. And I did. All right, so right in his back here, get a little paint on my brush. Right in here, it has that little bit of pinkish cast here. Right in here. And then it gets dark. So I want to get my... It's kind of blurred here. A little bit of blur. And maybe just put a tad of this red in here. Maybe that'll kind of warm it up a little bit, because it's kind of cold right now, and I don't want it to be like chilly for the dog. You know what I mean? Although most of his shades in this picture are a little bit like that. There we go. That has a little bit more more light, you know, warmth. It has a little bit more warmth. Okay, get some more of this dark through here. Can you see what I'm doing when I'm painting? I'm not sure if you can see very well with my hand being in the way there. Okay, so I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to pick up some white. And I am going to go in here. Sort of like a grayish white, so I'm going to gray that down a tad. It's not quite bright white. And he comes down here like this. But it is a little grayer in here. Blends to the background with that little bit of darkness that's kind of shadowy. Just kind of blending it out. Just making this a little bit more. There we go. All right, now this here has a lot of pink in it, so a pinkish gray. So let's get some of that alizarin and some white. I know you probably can't see, just a tad of this mixture here. It's just the warm, okay, that might be a little bright, so I'll just do this and then I'll go over it again. Because what happens is it kind of just blends into the background there. Okay. Gray white. There's this. And looks like my kind of blending it, just blending it, just kind of going over it, almost glazing it, dry brushing it, just to get that pink a little bit to show through. Something like that. All right, now I want to get this gray white. So the umber will kind of give you a grayish color too. So we're We're just going to gray this down a bit. Kind of just blend it a little bit. Don't want it dry brushed, I want it blended. So I'm just adding a little water to that mixture. Glaze over that. Just kind of making a glaze here. Want it to show through, but I don't want it to be dark. But it's kind of like out of focus. Out of focus. Same here. Just go over it lightly. Okay, let's see if we can get some more of that warmth in there. I want that warmth. It's like, it's got to be warm right in through here. It's like a warmth. Okay. Huh. He's so cute. All right, so I've got this nice warm color here, and up and through here, kind of, well, I should make that a little darker. Okay, let's see how this works. Then it comes down in through here, kind of like just tapping it in. Actually, I'm just going to tap this in. Kind of comes like in a curve. This one comes in a curve. These all, well, they all come in a curve, and then there's some of that. And this too, this is like part of his paw. It's part of his blanket. So you're going to have like little lines of this into that dark. But that dark has to get in there too. So let me put my brush in there. Let's see. Wipe my brush. All right. Let's see here. Kind of come in there. Up in through here a little bit, and even though this is light, that's okay. We really want to get it more dark down this way, so I'm going to put some more of my brown out. Excuse me. I must get a drink. Okay. Like I say, it's sometimes like painting by number. you know, you just have to fill in the little areas that need to be filled in. You have to make sure you have something that's similar to the color of their skin or their hair and stuff. And then you have to make it look sort of like hair. There's some of that in there, so we'll put that in there. And here. Around, just kind of almost coloring in this area, but not a lot. And then we're going to put some other color in there too, kind of like a lighter beige shade. This is definitely dark here. It gets darker as it goes in to this area here. It's very dark. So let me get some Payne's gray out again. Ooh, just squirted a lot. Very dark in here. Very, very dark. This right here is quite dark here. Now I want to get that pink warm shade that I mixed here. Oh, it looks like it's all dry already. Okay. Let me get some more of the alizarin. Out. It's kind of heavy bodied, so it's a little thicker. Okay. And I'm going to put some of this raw sienna out too, because I want this to be kind of a pinkish, warmish shade. So we'll mix it up with this. Okay, that's a that's a thick body acrylic from Master's Touch. Oh yeah, this is a nice shade here. Comes down into here. Let me grab a little bit of that umber, kind of like blend them a little bit. Kind of mute them a little. Just a tad of muting. Mute. Okay, a little bit more of this. It's right at the tip of this one. And this too. Come down. And if I'm talking like I'm talking to myself, I kind of am. I'm sorry. Okay, get some more of that brown here. I'll blend it in there. This is almost perfect, the shade here. Okay, get some more of the brown. You have to go kind of back and forth because you want to blend this. Kind of just get those little ends in there, kind of like blending it up some. Okay. Just lightly tapping to blend it. Tapping to blend it. I'm just tapping it in. Okay, let's see if we can get that little puppy's paws in here. Kind of like an off-white here to just kind of put this in here. And we'll put his little, cute little nails in. He's so cute. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more white up here because this has to be kind of bright white. If I can get this in here, this part right in here, right along this. You notice that where there's a dark, there's always a light. This is the light. So what I'm going to do here, since I mixed this shade here, I love that, I'm going to add a little white to that too. Just kind of getting that right in here the way it should be, and we'll blend it. Just that tad of warmth. And just the outline up here, kind of, it goes like this around here. And then that dark brown comes in. So let's get some brown mixed up here. And it comes down this way. It kind of just follows that. Okay. And we'll put the white in there now. Get this washed off. Notice I'm just using such a small brush right now too. You know, it's got to get some more white here. White is one of the shades that you use quite a bit of. It's just one of those things that... Okay, we're going to just kind of blend it with our fingers out. Because it's kind of... This is the real white. nice to kind of just get that warmth in there. There we go. That's nice. All right, and then we want to go with some of our grayish white. Just mix it a little bit here. Okay. Kind of just almost glaze over this, so get a little water in there. Just make it like glazy. This might not be the right brush for that. Let's see. I don't know. This is kind of big. Let's see if this will work. I just want to glaze over this. Maybe it should be a little darker. A little bit darker. Yeah, like that maybe. Yeah, I think I want to get that up a little higher. That shade there, because it's not up high enough, I don't think. Let's see. I think it needs to come up here. Some. Just kind of cutting into that like this. Kind of comes up a bit more here. Well, not as much, but what I'm going to have to do is put more of the brown up higher. Then it comes down more like that. Get this. Mix a little Payne's gray in with that. Needs a little more pink in there, I think. Just a tad of pink in there. Because it has that pink shade. Or the Alizarin. This might be better. Over. We'll just tap that in there. Tap it in. Okay, so this is going to come up. Very light, just putting some light in here so that I can get that to blend better. Okay. Now I'm going into my Payne's gray, because right in here, it needs to be dark right by his little paws here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good now. Okay, get some more of that. All this is still kind of wet. Now, I want to get some white, just a touch of that I mixed here, because I think that this needs to come down some. I'm just going to blend it with my finger, and that's okay. You can do that. You can blend with your finger. Just blend it in. Over that a little bit, maybe with a little bit of water, like a glaze. Just kind of glaze it. Not going very heavy here, because I want that to show through that. There, that looks nice. Okay. I can't believe all these phone calls. I have no idea. These people call constantly and they don't want to leave a message. Do you ever get those? They don't want to leave messages and all right, I think we got him in there pretty well now. This looks good. Kind of just blend it in a little bit more so it doesn't look like spikes here. Okay. Just kind of blend this up in there some. Okay. Alright, so around here I'm going to get a little bit of white with, let's see, I have that one. I don't know if I have that or not. No, I don't. Okay. Oh, I have that out. Okay, wait a minute. All right, we're good. We're good. Okay, so I have my number 14 bright again. I'm going to go into my white. I don't know if you can see me mixing this. It might be because I'm getting sort of out of the frame now. Let's see here if I can pull this up. Okay, there we go. With the touch of that raw sienna. And I'm going to tap around here because this is his blankie. Maybe we need a little bit more of that in there. Kind of a little bit light but dark yet. So right in here is that, oh, you know, that color that he, and then there's some in here also, so I want to get that. And around his paw. And then there's some that goes down in here. So we're going to be putting some more, you know, some more white in here. And in here, I want that to around his face. Kind of warm, more warm than it was before. I don't know. Okay. So now let me get the white. going to kind of blend the way it should now. Little fluffy blanket. A little different through here, but okay, so we've got some of that pink going on through here, so I'm going to put that in there. That was that mixture of alizarin and what else? Alizarin, raw sienna, get that pink in here. I think it needs to be more pink. A little bit more pink. Some white. Okay. Get that. And right behind his ear also. It's a little bit pink here. And I'm going to go back into my umber, kind of, and just tap that in too. Got to just tap them in so that some of that shades, they show through. You want that to show through. So, he's so cute. Okay. Okay, let's get some light here. It kind of goes thin. Right here comes out. This is a little ear. Little ear. Okay. And it's very dark behind his ear. Kind of like possibly right in here. Oops, too much paint. But here it's very, very light. So let's get that lighter. In here, might be too light, but it's all right. It's got to be light anyway, so that's all right that it's light. Give me some of this. Some of this. I'm just mixing more of that pinkish mixture. Blend it with my finger, and I'll come back to that because it needs to be a little lighter. Just kind of getting that. Okay. Just do it like that. gets a little curvies in here. Just very dark, because that's part of his little ear. So it's dark right in here. And this brown kind of comes around here like this. Comes around, comes down here. Okay, and then let's get some of this in where it starts to look more like him, like he should. Okay, because right underneath this here, it's very dark. Very, very dark. A little ear. Very dark in there. Also through here. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to get more of my raw sienna out in a different spot here. I'm going to put some of my umber in it. So I'm going to mix it over here. Okay. Let's see here. We want to get some of this in here. He's a little lighter up in here, but yet this one part here, it comes down and it's just a shadow, kind of a shadow of his right in here that meets over by his ear here. This is going to be real dark against the hat. And pull it down. Down. I'll probably have to put another bit in there. Same in here. It's a little... It's lighter, but it's still kind of dark. He's in a lot of blend that in there. Okay, let's get some of this in here where it's a little dark. Against this shade of Payne's Gray, everything kind of looks lighter. You have to blend it. There's his little eye. So there's another part of his eye. All his little eye here. Tap in that dark. And it gets light again. A little bit lighter and through here. Make some brush strokes that go this way. Let me pick up that pink again. He's starting to look so darn cute, isn't he? Aw, he's adorable. Okay, there's some white right around in here. Kind of just, it's not real white. I mean, get that like that, because that's his little ear. Kind of blending it in. Get some more of that dark here. You need it right in there. It's his little ear. Needs some dark here. And it also needs some dark that comes down this way. Okay, like that. Right. And scoops up a bit. I'm gonna fix that a little. Scoops up some. Okay, let's get some more of that white. Scoop it up a little. And a couple little light strokes in here. Okay, okay, let's get some of this raw sienna. Kind of brush it out that way. Get back in here, but we want some of that white, so it has to be a little off-white. Get some more of that pinkish shade. I'm wiping my brush off because I want it to be like a glaze. And I'm trying to get that pink again, which I think I'm going to have to mix it again some more. Let's see. Yeah, so it's more pinkish. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yep. And because the hair is going this way, I gotta kind of make it go that way. And oops. It's alright. That's alright. Get some of that blend in here. A little bit of dark brown. Yeah, it's by going back and forth, putting on glazes and just kind of getting this all situated here the way it should be. Okay, now get some more of that pinkish shade, and I want to put it right in here. But yeah, it's a little bit lighter. Add some right here. I think just want to get another shade of this lighter, because there's like a little thin line that comes over this way. Okay, so kind of got all this in pretty good. Now we got to work on his little face. So let's see here. Okay, right in here, all this is very light. We got to fix the background a bit too. So that's another next step. Okay, so let's see here. Now this here is his little eye, so we want to make that a little bit lighter around here. Okay, and this here is his other eye, which I think should be kind of down here a little bit, so they match. Okay. Right in here. Here, okay. Now get that light again, because that's where his little eye is. And we're going to make this on top, because his eye's not that big. Kind of like that. Get some more of that brown, kind of like to give it a little bit darker here. Now I'm just doing, and as you can see, I'm just doing this with a little brush. This whole painting I've been doing with this little brush, and it seems to be working out pretty well. So, you know, you just got to find where your comfort zone is in a lot of these things too, because you don't know what will work and what won't, you know. So it's all about how you feel in this situation. Coming back to that other mixture, because I think it's right to here. We got some of that. And some here. We want to get some of that lighter, because it is. Okay. here we want to get some dark, or dark. Might have his eye a little too big. A little bit of that brown mixture. I'm just going to outline this hat. Just a tad. All right. There is a tad of this little bit of brown up and through here. So I'm going to put that in there. And then there's some white, because that seems to be like the other ear. So I'm just going to get that white in there. It comes down to about here. And I'm going to get this brown back in there. And kind of comes over here, and then there's some more white, which kind of outlines the thing. So I'm just going to get that in here. Comes down, kind of almost like where his eye is. Kind of comes in. And like I said, I think that's kind of like his ear, his other ear. Okay. So let's get some of these little things in here. Got these little wrinkles in through here and everything, so it kind of gets a little bit crazy for us as we put these in, because we got to kind of outline these a little bit more with the dark. But I gotta say, he's a darn cute little thing. Little crinkly little puppy. Okay, so I'm gonna get my Payne's Gray and put some of this in here. Oh, hi Grayscale. Huh, thank you. Nice seeing ya. I did a Monday and it turned out a lot better, so I think I might be doing some of these on Mondays because I get more people coming in. I was surprised. Isn't he the cutest though? I think he's adorable. Okay. Yeah, this is turning out really sweet. He's adorable. Okay, I'm going back into my burnt umber. And just take this, go down. Okay, and there's some blanket on him too, so I have to kind of get that little S shape here. So how was your Thanksgiving? Not sure if you're still on here. Didn't see you till now, but I'm glad you stopped by. Glad you stopped by. Okay. Some of these dark pieces in. I'll start to pop. Maybe just a little bit with this, just to get it lighter so we can see what's happening here. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of the raw sienna. Just kind of like tap in some of these areas here. Kind of give it a little bit of a push to lighten it up so you can see his eye, his little muzzle here. Kind of a U shape right here, and there is some light in here just to come up a little. This is all kind of light in through here, so, and underneath his eye it's light. his nose is lighter too, so I'm going to get that a little lighter because the way it goes and stuff, everything kind of comes over like this. Nose. Let me just get a little bit of darkness around here too, because it might be too big here. I don't know. He is sleeping. Darkness here, just kind of pushing out a little bit, pushing it out some. And, okay. Let me just get a little bit of this lighter shade that I mixed that was pink, because I'm still not liking his ear. That's just way out there. It's just way too light. So I'm going to put like an undercoating here, just kind of giving it a little bit of difference, and then we'll go back in with some white. Tap it in there so it's not so bright, you know. Kind of glaze over it. Okay. All right, so the last thing we got to do is the background, but we got to do put in some little paws here. So I'm going to start out with my black. I have a round pen, round brush. It's a number 4 round. Let's see here if we can get those in. I'm just kind of like, I need to hit some water on that. Kind of pulling it out here. And he's got another one over here. Comes out. Let's get that like that. Kind of dark. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit of this mixture of the pink and the raw sienna. Or burnt sienna, raw sienna, yeah. At the tip of his toe here. Okay, and the other one's right here, actually. There's another one right in here. A little bit of this mixture, kind of go in here a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to rinse this out, and I'm going to go into my white and mix a little bit with the raw sienna, or burnt, yeah, raw sienna. Keep getting them mixed up, and I want to just kind of put, this is coming out here like a string here from the blanket that he's on. Kind of just tap some of these little things in here. Just tapping him in, nothing crazy. It's just part of the blanket. A little nose thing here. And some more over here. Got like a little thing. Just all these little foofy things that come off of this little blanket here. Okay, get some white here. Get some white on here. There's little poofy things that are here. You don't need to put a ton of these in there. It's just the idea that it's here. And he's in that sleeping little sleeping It's almost like where you think his mouth might be. So now I'm just tapping those into, just to kind of give it a little oomph. Okay, so it's a little darker around him, but it's not that dark. It's kind of dark. I'm just gonna put a little depth in here because it's like a shadow from him. Just work that out a little bit, kind of make it like a shadow in here. Just wipe it, kind of like glaze it out. All right, how about if we do the background and then that'll be done. I'm just going to put more of that Payne's gray and white mixture, kind of get it a little darker than original. And just kind of crisscross a little bit here just to give it a little texture. Put a little white. Because this dog was actually done on a white background, I guess. Not sure what the deal was with that. But the warmth, I really don't want to take that out of there because it looks so nice, the warmth of this. Fix that ear. But it's always nice to put a background in, make it nice. I'm just doing crisscross strokes. With this. Just giving it more detail. More detail. But I think he's adorable. I hope you guys like it. I'd like to hear what you think. Even though you're not here right now, maybe you could, you know, make a comment if you like this little guy. My little Christmas puppy. My little poopy. My little Christmas puppy. He's so sweet. Such a sweetheart. And I'm keeping kind of like that warmth around him because I want that warmth around him. And still having some of that show through. Okay, let me step back a minute. Oh yeah, this is adorable. This is so adorable. And you know what helps is putting that first polarized view on, because it just kind of helps you like put the color in to know where those shades are and everything. Now I'm still not happy with his ear, but I think what I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to get some dark around that. Okay, let's see here, dark, and just because it's not, his ear's round, doesn't have that. Here we go. I think that's better. Okay. Yeah, okay. Very good, very good. He's sweet. He is so sweet. Okay. So I hope you liked this painting. I'm glad you know, if you stop by at least to see it in the rerun. I would love to hear your comments on this, if you liked it, or even if you didn't. I mean, it's always nice to hear either way. But if you did dislike, at least put a comment there so I know why you didn't like it. That just helps me for my next videos. I want to know, you know, so it kind of gives me an idea what you like to see and what you don't want to see. But I think he turned out really cute. I think he's adorable. Very nice. And okay, let me get my little round brush because I think I can get in there a little bit better. That's his little nail in there, but you can hardly see it anyways. But at least if I get some of this the right way, it won't look so goofy. See his little nail there, and actually that has a highlight on it too, so let me get the highlight on there. Let's see. So I'm just mixing the raw sienna. I'm going to hit it with a touch of highlight. There. Okay. Well, little puppy, you sleep well. That's all I gotta say. Okay, so this, I'm like looking at these things here. Okay, so this came out. Let me just fix this, because as I look at things, I see things that I can fix before we close. Okay, so he comes out more here. Okay. Out here, and then he comes in a little bit, and then this here thing, that is that whatever that is that he's laying on, the little Afghan thing, I think it should be like here. So yeah, that looks better. Much better, much better. Okay. Right in here, he's got some lightness. And I'm going to put that back in there, that little whiteness. All from this. you could get into real details here, but you don't need to. Just kind of give it a little scruffiness. Okay. All right. I think we can call this done. I just love it. I hope you did too. You know, I always see more. I always see more. You can always fix up here. And I just get a little closer to him. Not screwing anything up. With just a little wash here. Good. All right. Well, let's call it finished. And until next time, happy painting, and we'll see you next week. I hope to, I'm not sure how my schedule is going to be, but I'm hoping that I can, you know, do another painting maybe on Monday. We'll see what happens. So, bye.